We are looking into an unexpected issue many school districts are facing right now: food supply shortages. Anderson District 1 put out a statement today on its Facebook page saying, quote, Anderson School District Nutrition Services Program is facing an unprecedented issue with the supply chain that will force us to alter our menus effective immediately. This is not only an issue for our district, but many throughout our state and country. And we found other districts, including the state's largest here, are worried about potential food supply issues that really could be on the horizon. Matt Kaufax joins us live tonight from the Greenville County School District to tell us why these shortages are happening and what these schools are doing to make sure students get their meals.
Tori, the short answer is the pandemic is to blame here. Officials tell me normal supply lines for big distributors have been disrupted all the way down to serving equipment, the small things like gloves for school cafeteria staff. Parents tell me they hope things catch up very soon. Joe Urban with Greenville County School's Food and Nutrition Services says there's a supply chain crisis right now.
6 months ago, we knew it was going to be a big problem for this school year.
He says they've actually been dealing with this for close to 18 months and that it comes down to issues with food vendors and suppliers.
Sometimes when they can produce the food, they're having difficulty getting it from the manufacturer to the distributor.
But he says above all, the pandemic is to blame.
It's the absolute perfect storm. It's COVID and the country shutting down and manufacturers having to shut down their lines.
To even know that there's a possibility that schools will have to struggle with that is even more concerned.
Parent of 4, Ashley Raymond, says her 7-year-old eats school lunch all the time.
He always tends to want the school lunch more. They're hot food. You know, it's different than a sandwich every day.
She adds she knows there are some who don't have the option to choose and rely solely on schools for meals.
If that's not an option, then what do we do as a community?
Thankfully, Urban says they've been able to carefully craft menus based on what's available.
This is a message to the community as a whole. Be kind. Be understanding.
Says the fact that Greenville prepares a lot of their meals from scratch means that as long as they get base ingredients like meat, they should be able to weather the storm. But menus may change suddenly for a while.
We're going to continue to do that here in Greenville. We're going to try to stay as far in front of this problem as possible. Urban says the biggest thing they're dealing with right now is non-food items that I mentioned at the very beginning. He says they have 750 staff serving around 80,000 meals a day. So when things like trays, cups, and serving gloves, which are all in short supply right now, don't come in, they have to look to third-party vendors. I also did reach out to Anderson 1, who we mentioned in the beginning, but they weren't able to talk on camera today. We'll be sure to follow along with them and pass along updates to you at home. Tori?